Well, hi, this is David Kavanaugh. Again, getting ready to work on the FZR1000. Thanks for joining me.
All right, I think it was time for another update. I really haven't done anything else on the bike since the weekend, but I did take care of this area here that's underneath the filler cap. So I first masked everything off. I have a picture I can insert, and then I hit this with a wire brush, and after that I hit it with some Scotch-Brite. So that got it looking really good. And then I used this rust converter and put 3 coats of that on there. And then I did 3 coats of the epoxy paint the next day. And so now everything's dry, and you can see this looks quite nice in here. I mean, there's a little texture from where some of the paint had been removed before. But I wasn't going for a nice finish like this. I was just going for protecting this underneath the fuel filler cap. And so if we take a look at this, everything's in nice shape on here. So what I should be able to do, so just so you know, these 3 of the outer screws are the ones that hold this on, in addition to this one screw here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 threaded holes, and then this is connected to the vent pipe down here. And so, yeah, I guess we just need to get this started. Just put this on carefully and start threading screws in. So those are all snugged up. I'll snug this one on the bottom. All right, so that should be well protected now. Here, let me get this fastened down. There we go. Another thing on my mind was that there are some scratches that are on the surface of the tank that were there when I got it, along the side and some down back in here. I do have a scratch filler that I thought I'd use, and now that the tank is empty, I can put this in whatever position, because it talks about, not letting it run down, like basically carefully filling those scratches. So I'll get to that after this. What's next? Yeah, I purchased some new screws to hold the pieces in the bottom of the tank. Actually, I think I've got some extras. And so what I need to do is get this fuel level sensor put in, and I got a new gasket for it. And then I'd replaced this last year, and that has a fresh gasket, so I don't need to do that again. The original one had this. Actually, I think I might have it laying around. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is. Anyhow, original one, this whole part broke off, and so it was really impossible to turn the fuel on or off. I actually had 3D printed a wrench that fits on here, but the handle I printed on here was very weak, so I need to update that design. And yeah. Anyway, it needs a little leverage because this is really hard to turn. There you go. So I'll make a new wrench and put that up on Thingiverse. So yeah, let's get things put back in now. Where, oh where, here we go, here's my pick. I jab myself with this thing. Oh yeah, that one's definitely needing replacement. Get that pushed down. You know, notice it has these little, I don't know what you call it, these little gaps that they're little protrusions in the channel, and that helps hold things in. And I'm noticing there's a little rust here. Oh yeah, that was just some dust that can be blown away. All right, I'm gonna just go and get my towel so I can lay this upside down. All right, let me lay this down upside down. Yeah, it looks really good underneath here. There's a few dings in places where it could potentially rust, but it's not too bad. All right, so the sensor goes here. And this wire will go underneath here. There you go. Oh, just need 4 of these. Yeah, inevitably these things end up getting messed up by using the wrong screwdriver. Let's see. Yeah, that'll grip this quite nicely. Alright, so we'll get this started. You can feel it compressing the gasket. I should be able to just get that nice and tight. Perfect. And this one, this has to be facing the same direction because the fuel hose has to go this direction over to the fuel filter, and so this is on the left side of the bike. Anyway, you'll see it all when we get it put together. Alright, so with that, this is ready to go back on the bike. However, I'm not ready to put it back on the bike. So like I said, I do want to take a look at some of the areas that have some scratches. And I need to take off this Velcro that was on from a previous owner. And I might need some Goo Gone to get that cleaned up properly. But yeah, I'd like to get some of the scratches out, because I mean, honestly, the paintwork on this looks really nice aside from some of those blemishes, and I would really like this to look as flawless as possible. All right, I'm not sure that I have anything else to talk about right now. Let's look around and see. Oh yeah, so I fitted the new hose for the coolant overflow, and that's routed down this way and out the bottom of the bike. However, I'm having a hard time getting this old one out and actually feeling where it goes underneath. I can keep pulling pretty hard, but anyhow, I'm probably gonna, when I look from this side, the exhaust is somewhat in the way, and then the bike's leaned to the other side, so I may just have to get on my back with a flashlight and get underneath this thing and figure out how that's attached. And then I'll finish that job up. And I also was been trying to get this hose off of the fuel pump, and that has been a real bear. It doesn't seem to want to move. You know, there's some needle nose pliers that kind of curl around the hose, and I have a feeling that those are something I'm going to need to get this off, because I have this new hose that I want to replace it with, and that's much more pliable, and it's not going to, I can trust it's not going to leak on me. And before I disconnect these, I want to do one more test with raising the idle and making sure I can read all these values. When the idle's below 1,000, I'm really not getting anything on these gauges. So I want to verify everything's synced before I disconnect that. Oh yeah, I also got in touch with Yoshimura today because I don't know if you can see, but the baffle in here has been flared out on the end. I'm not sure why, but I'm told this was more of a street baffle that's in here. And there was a race baffle that's available too that's a little bit louder. I'm not sure I need it louder, but anyway, the fellow from Yoshimura that I talked to said, you know, my best bet, because they don't have stuff from the 80s and 90s products anymore. They do have a rebuild service where you can send your muffler and they'll repack it and clean up the surface finish. But this thing looks great. I polished it last year. So I should be able to take these bolts out and take this apart and get at the baffles in here. But I'm not going to do that unless I know I got a replacement. So I'll keep an eye out on eBay. Alrighty. I suppose I could probably put the side cover on, but I kind of want to wait until I finish routing that hose. But really, everything that's on this side is done. So here we go. Take this. So there's a little thing here I've got to push it onto. A retainer. Oh yeah, also there's a tab there. I need to get it engaged. There we go. And there's another tab down here. Not sure I've got this one fully engaged. There we go. Perfect. This bike needs a good dusting off afterwards. It's been sitting here all winter. There we go. Back in place. Alright, that's it. That's the progress on the FZR1000. Yeah, I had a frustrating time with the fuel hose, so I can't wait. Once I get that back in, and then the vent hose, and finish some more tuning, then I get the tank back on and the airbox, and yeah, get to riding again. About time. Thanks a lot. Talk to you next time.